Hey guys, what's going on? Staying down here at ZIMM'S Guitars. It's a nice quiet Sunday afternoon. And had a little free time down here today. I'm waiting for a guy to come in at 3 o'clock. He's going to sell me a guitar. Let's go. Hey, I see Hank Hill in the house. How you doing, Hank? And there's Paul. How you guys doing? So I am just kind of sitting here, hanging out. Hank, it's good to see you too, man. Slow day. I've been closed on Sundays lately, but I'm meeting a guy down here today. I'm going to buy a guitar from him. And so hopefully he shows up. Layla Guitar Daddy. Hey, man, how are you? Layla's. So, yeah, so I'm meeting a guy down here. And so I came in today. But normally I haven't been open on Sundays lately. The weather out here in Arizona has been freaking, it's so hot. It's like 111 today. You've got to have your AC just cranked. You know, it says I have a thermostat up on the wall up here, and it says it's 90 degrees in here. I've got my AC set at like 86 degrees. It might be kind of hard on my guitars a little bit. Mikey Newman, how you doing, man? Paul used to have a Chapman. You know what? I'm starting to get more and more Chapmans down here, and I'm basically just buying them on Reverb and trying to get the best deal that I can. And they make, for down here in my used guitar shop, they make really good trade bait. Parker, how are you doing, man? It's good to see you. So, you know, I can't make a ton of money on them. If I can get something like this for 350 bucks, this is the ML1 traditional. And so if I can get a guitar like this for in the $350 neighborhood, it makes really good trade bait. So guys, we'll see it on the wall, and I can price it at like 400 at the very most. But guys will bring me cool stuff. And, you know, a couple of months ago, a guy brought in, I had a Chapman, and he traded me a Randall amp and an Ibanez Iceman. And I put the Iceman on Reverb, and I've got like 700 bucks for it. So I've been buying these babies up. And I like the guitars. I don't have anything negative to say about these Chapmans. I like the guitars, and they make great trade bait because guys don't see them very often. I know they're in the guitar centers now, but with this whole COVID thing, people aren't even going in the guitar centers. Philip Jones, it's 9:57 p.m. here in the UK in Manchester. Off to bed shortly, listening to you, and it's chilly here and windy. Man, I wish I was there. I wish I was almost anywhere than right in Phoenix, Arizona right now. This shit is brutal. And COVID is running rapid in the Maricopa County where I live right here in Phoenix. It's because everybody is trapped inside the air conditioning. And if it was in the 70s or the 80s, if we had nice weather, we could open up the doors, open up the windows. And but everybody, you know, we're all wearing the masks right now. I don't have one on right now because I'm in here by myself. And but it's brutal right now. And I have a daughter that lives up in Michigan, and I'm almost very, very tempted to just jump in my son's car. My son has a really nice new Nissan. And I'm tempted to just jump in the car and drive up to Michigan just to see my daughter. I have a new grandbaby that's up there. And so I don't know. I might close the shop for a few weeks and do a summer vacation because it is getting hot. And I just looked at the 7-day forecast. And it's like 111 today. It's supposed to hit 114 next Saturday. And I would rather be anywhere than here. I have a cousin that lives in the Denver area. So I could drive, 2 days to get up to Denver. And I have relatives in Indiana. And I have relatives in Ohio. And I'm tempted to just jump in my car and go on a little adventure. Hank is saying I should go on vacation. It's true, man, because as long as you're careful. And the thing about this little car is the front seat falls all the way down. So I could actually sleep in my car at night, but just to get out of this heat. And it would also be fun to, hit pawn shops, hit other guitar shops along the way. And maybe I could bring some guitars home to me, spend 2 weeks out just driving around. It is dangerous, though. The states that I would be traveling to, though, has fewer and fewer cases. So as long as I'm feeling healthy and everything, Big Johnson, how you doing? Brad Miller says, what kind of T-style guitars do you have for sale? T-style is, I'm guessing, Telly-style stuff. Well, I have that one all parts relic Telly. It's got that all parts vintage neck. Let me grab that thing for you. It's right here. Brad, hold on. Let me grab this guitar. It's a pretty cool guitar, I have to admit. I think I have it right here. In this case, an old tweed case. No, well, it's not old. It's maybe kind of old. Roadrunner. All right, so this is a Fender Telecaster, and this has the vintage relic neck, and it's made by All Parts. And so if I would pull the neck off of here, you'd be able to tell that it's stamped All Parts in the neck pocket. But somebody made a really cool little old relic guitar out of this thing, and it's got a Gibson pickup in a Wilkinson bridge, and somebody did a really good relic to this thing where they had the kind of the shell pink underneath, and they painted it yellow and reliced it. But the neck, you can find the necks online, and again, it's an All Parts vintage relic Telly neck. And the neck costs like $200. The body's a couple $100. It's got a Gibson pickup in it with the steel braided wire, and it's in this nice case. So I'm trying to get maybe $600 out of it, which I don't think is going too crazy. Mikey says road trip. I know I should just do it, man. I'm up for an adventure. It's a great time in the middle of the summer. I'm not going to say business has been slow, because business has been pretty good. And and I've got a little extra, tiny bit of extra money, so I don't think it would really kill me to go and live a little bit, have a little adventure, get out of this heat. I'm telling you, the thing about Phoenix, if you just start driving north, within an hour, well, within about 2 hours, it starts to really cool off. And so my nice guy, Eddie, man, it's good to see you again. Yeah, once you get out of town and the elevation in Arizona starts to go up, in an hour and a half drive or 2 hour drive to get to Flagstaff, it's only like, 82 degrees up there or something like that. It's really nice. So, yeah, I might go on a road trip. I enjoyed, at the beginning of the year, I actually went to Los Angeles 4 times before this whole COVID thing, landed. And so I was enjoying traveling around. I went to NAMM, and I played at the Whiskey A Go-Go out in Hollywood a couple of times. And so I just, yeah. Six String Brian, how you doing, man? I just feel like I need to just go out and maybe go somewhere. And be by myself. Brad Miller is in Florida. He says it's 90s here in Florida. Similar to AZ, but thank you guys still winning the heat index. Yeah, because we don't have that extreme humidity. So yeah, my trade bait, Chapman Guitars and ML1. Nice guy Eddie is saying, finished up my pedal board last night, thinking about trading in my California Sabra Cadabra treble booster for something else. Sabra Cadabra treble boost. Yeah, I've got the, I might have a Lawrence Petros pedal that is a good treble boost. I've got a few different things that are treble boosts. Of course, everybody gets these things, right? These things are all over the place. And I think that's a treble boost. And of course, these babies are all over the place. But I think your Abracadabra, that's a good pedal. But I don't know. I haven't really played one. I've heard good things about them. Yeah, Hank's saying that AZ feels like you're living in an air fryer. That's exactly right, man. I went out and rode my bike last night at 9 o'clock at night. And the crazy thing is fireworks are going off everywhere. And it used to be that you used to have to go somewhere to go watch the fireworks. Hey, pack the family up. Let's go watch the fireworks. But now in Arizona, they sell fireworks that shoot up. I mean, these are real fireworks. They shoot up 200-300 foot in the air. Kaboom! Giant fireworks. And everybody has them out here now. And I was freaking out because I was riding my bike through the neighborhood and, 9 o'clock at night, and it cooled off a little bit. At least the sun isn't beating down on you. And I was seeing fireworks everywhere. And we have a canal that has a bike path. And so I rode down the canal for, 15 minutes or something. And there's just fireworks coming out everywhere. So I don't know where these guys are getting fireworks like that, but these aren't the typical fireworks that you get at, you know, Walmart. You used to just be able to have like Roman candles and, you know, things like that. These are real deal freaking fireworks. And I was kind of tripping out on that, how everybody has these things now. Swapping it for either a fuzz or an overdrive. Yeah, I bought 10 pedals brand new from Way Huge, my MXR, my Dunlap dealer. They also sell Way Huge pedals. So, you know, I did a little unboxing video a week or so back, but I have a lot of Way Huge pedals, and they make really good fuzz pedals. I don't know, Eddie, if you want to send me, we could do this again if you want, but if you want to send me your Abracadabra, what is it again? What's that pedal called again? Yeah, the old Abracadabra. Isn't it about, I got this LPD Cocopelli at $100. What was the name of your pedal again that you had? Now all I can remember is Abracadabra. Oh, wait, here it is. Oh, come on. It's Catlin bred Sabracadabra. That's a $100 pedal, isn't it? If you want to swap me out for this LPD, this is the Cocopelli fuzz. I'll do that for you. Let me know. Even trade, man. Even trade. It's got the little sticker. Do you still got the box for it? This is kind of interesting. Hank is saying Joe Bonamassa' touring pedal board is down to 2 pedals, both by Way Huge, and a vintage OD from a different company. Yeah, I bought those Way Huge pedals just to try to keep my inventory, because I'm a used guitar shop, and I very rarely do I have anything new. I did get some MXR pedals, like a carbon copy delay, a few things like that. I did get a couple of Dunlop wah-wah pedals and different stuff like that, brand new. The little mini wahs, I've sold 3 or 4 of those things lately. But I decided to just, you know what, I'm going to buy 10 Way Huge pedals. And then like 3 days later, Josh from JHS put up a whole video about Way Huge pedals and his 5 favorite Way Huge pedals. And I thought for sure that Josh from JHS would include the Swollen Pickle. But no, that's not his favorite fuzz pedal. He did mention that he likes the Overrated Special. And this one is actually used, but I do have the mini version of it. So we got the little mama and the little baby. This one with the little red dot on the price tag, that kind of helps me to remember that it's a consignment piece. And then I got this one brand new, but the Overrated Special. So yeah, some Way Huge stuff. And a nice little fuzz that we have right here is the Way Huge Russian Pickle. Kind of a fun pedal. Oh, the Saucy box. Yeah, I got myself a Saucy box. What's her name? The Saucy box. This is a used one too that I happen to come across down here. Guys trade stuff in. Saucy. I think Way Huge does make really good stuff. I talked to Josh from JHS when I was out at NAMM for a few minutes, and I played through his little amp, the little white amp that says loud is more good. I think that's what his amp says. And he let me sit there and play through that. And he told me that, you know, I could buy JHS pedals if I get a hold of him. And I think they're like 30% off of retail is the price that I could get them for. And I believe I have to buy 10 of them. And that would probably be really cool to have those things down here. James, how you doing, man? Where's Glenn? Oh, Glenn's out at his house. Glenn's doing good. He's working on his guitars. He's building away. I see a lot of, he's doing a lot of Facebook stuff. And he's got a whole table of all these necks laid out. And he's making necks and he's doing all kinds of stuff. So he says, hey, Zim, have you come across the crate Blue Voodoo 212 lately? No, but I had the Blue Voodoo head. About maybe 2 years ago, I had one of those things in there. And right now I have a crate. Let me go look at this crate that I have. Tell you what crate that I have in the shop. It's a crate 30. What is this thing? I have a crate 33. It's kind of a smaller half stack. I have the whole half stack, and it just says crate, and it's got a 33 on it. Nice guy, Eddie said he'll do that trade. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I love doing trades, especially with my YouTube friends. BB Ninja, how you doing, man? He's saying that the Cocapelli is a mini drive pedal. Think 70s British amp tones. Yeah, salute. Dry Heat 480. How you doing, man? Yeah, everything's doing really good for me. Rico, what's up, buddy? So Rico, if you guys are able to look at the comments, he's the one that owns that Firefly Les Paul that I did that video on a few days ago. So Rico, you can come and pick your Firefly up. Let me put this thing back. Rico, you can come and pick your Firefly up. The video turned out really good. Let me grab it. Hold on, guys. I'm going to grab a Firefly. So for all you guys that don't want to see this thing, you don't want to hear anything about a Firefly, you could give a rat's ass about this Chinese guitar. You can just go home and log off right now. I'm just kidding, right? This is the Firefly FFLP Classic. And this belongs to Rico, and you guys can see he's in the chat right here with us. And Rico bought this guitar, and he got this bad boy dirt cheap. And I think he paid from Guitar Garden. I believe that is where he got this from. Help me out if I'm wrong about this. But I think that Rico got this from Guitar Garden, And then I'm like, okay, and it sat down here for 2 weeks, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a Firefly video. I'm gonna do a Firefly video. Yeah. Trying to get myself pumped up for it, right? Oh, it's gonna be epic. Can't wait. Oh yeah. And it is a nice guitar. And so I started, you know, doing a little bit of, hey guys, let's look at a Firefly. And I like filmed a little intro. And then a really good friend of mine, whose name is Bernie, came down here that afternoon. And he played the guitar. And the thing is about Bernie is he went to Roberto Venn, which is a luthier school here in town in Phoenix. And he's worked at guitar shops throughout here in the Valley. And he even worked at Gibson Custom Shop for a little while. And he is a luthier he was a luthier before the whole COVID thing hit at Acoustic Vibe Music in Tempe, Arizona. And I mean, he was the man. He was the guy that would do neck resets on like 19, pre-war Martins and shit like that. All kinds of, he would set up all the Gibsons, and he's a good player. He's out at he's in a live karaoke band where they called it Rockyoke, and they would you could put your song in and they would play the song live, and they'd have a TV monitor so you could read the lyrics. So it was karaoke with a live band, and he's the guitar player in that. So when he came in, just kind of hanging out, something to do, how's it going, and that kind of stuff. I'm like, hey man, help me do this video. And he's like, okay. And so thanks to him, the video turned out better than if I would have just tried to do it by myself. Because honestly, guys, I'm not so great at doing videos, right? And especially if I'm sitting here talking by myself like I am right now, I'm not so great at it. If I have somebody that I can work off of, somebody's down here and I can interview them about their guitar or about a guitar, it's a lot better for me. So, you know what? This guy came in the other day, and his name is, I'm going to forget now. But he's an older guy, and he used to play with Hart. And so when Hart's first guitar player left the band, probably in the 70s or the early 80s, this Lloyd, his name's Lloyd. Lloyd came in and he finished out the tour and did a lot of stuff like that. And so so this guy named Lloyd came in my shop 2 or 3 days ago, and he has a he's got one of those Marilyn Monroe, Dennis Klein graphic Kramer Berettas. And he goes, he's got one of the Marilyn Monroe ones. And he said he's got the first one ever made, or maybe he's got the second one ever made that had that Marilyn Monroe graphic on there. I'm like, please, dude, please bring that guitar in so we can, let me do a video on that thing. Auntie, I'm reading. Auntie has he's saying that the Firefly is beautiful, but I like that 1984 Black Tokyo Love Rock. I know I had a Black Tokyo Love Rock, and I sold it to this girl named Denise, and she did a whole bunch of cool band shots with it and everything. So I know who has. I had a Tokyo Love Rock down here about 2 or 3 months ago, and I sold it to this girl, and I know where it's at. It's a super cool guitar, and she loves it because it's a little bit lighter. She's got a white Les Paul, Gibson Les Paul, a white one, which I dig the white ones. And yeah, so I know who's got it, but she likes her Tokyo Love Rock because it's a little bit lighter, maybe a little tiny bit smaller than her Gibson. But this thing feels like the weight of a good proper Gibson, and it's thick. It's thick. It's not like thin. And, you know, you guys could watch the video if you want, but it looks like it's a one-piece solid body. And so it's kind of weird that this quality of a guitar is priced at that price. And so, yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I know. Brad's saying I should have opened up the cup. Well, in the video, we took the back plate off. We did take this off, and I ohmed out the pickups. And if you watch the video, I had a little moment where I said the bridge pick, or I mean the neck pickup ohms out at 9.7. And I had a little dyslexia moment right there for a minute. It actually ohms out at 7.9. Okay. Rico's saying he's sending me pictures. Let me see, Rico, if I can find it. I don't see it. Let's see. I'm not seeing it, Rico. Didn't make it here yet. But yeah, you know, those Fireflies, they're made in Japan. And until you kind of look one over for yourself, I understand you're very skeptical about, man, that thing is a piece of shit. But then if you know, kind of give it a few minutes and you look it over and you strum it a couple of times, and then you kind of, yeah, maybe it's okay. And for the price, there it is. All right, let me see if I can find this. Navigating my phone is part of the toughest things that I have to do in my entire life. All right, so this is for Brad. This is a photo of what the inside of that Firefly looks like. So I don't know if you can make out what that stuff is, or what do you think? Yeah, I mean, you can do stuff to upgrade the Firefly. You could put, you know, you could put different pickups in it. You could put Grovers on it, you know, but then, you know, the reason you have a cheap guitar is because it's cheap. And then sometimes then you want to go and do all these mods to it and everything. And then you're going to be, you know, Epiphone value. You know, once you change the tuners and stuff like that, then you're going to be in it, you know, $300, and then it's going to be the same value of a Epiphone. No, let's do this. I got this little Line 6 amp plugged in right here. Oh, careful now, easy. And again, the fret ends feel really nice on this thing. So, you know, guys are learning. They're learning how to build good guitars. And you know, when somebody gets a guitar, the first thing they do is they go like this and they inspect those fret ends. These fret ends feel 100 times better than that Chapman I was just playing. Nice guy Eddie, he loves those EMGs, so he's saying throw a set of 8185s in that baby. And there's a couple on, I believe, Guitar Gardens. Rico, where'd you buy this guitar, if you're still watching, Rico? I believe there's a site called Guitar Gardens, and they sell these Fireflies. and you know, half the time they're out of stock. There were those Fireflies a year ago that were kind of like the ES335 kind of gold top looking things. And I did a YouTube video on one of those a year and a half or so ago. And that video has like 80,000 views or something like that, which, you know, kind of blows my mind. But yeah, these Firefly Guitar Garden, I believe is where you can get these. I thought Amazon sold them for a while, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Yeah, so like I was telling you guys earlier, thinking about taking a vacation, thinking about jumping in my car and heading up to Michigan just to kind of get out and go see my daughter and my new grandbaby. Michigan's kind of a long ways away. It's like 2,000 miles, but man, it's so freaking hot in Arizona. I kind of want to just get out of here and go do something. Nice guy Eddie says he has a 2019 Squire P-Bass and the fret ends are horrible. Yeah, you know, those P-Basses, man, that wood's going to shrink, and those frets, they stay the same size, so they just poke right out. Plus, when you have a bass, you got so much wood in that bass. There's a lot of wood that can move around. I know road trips are always good, and I kind of want to go. And, you know, I can take my sweet ass time. I can go up through Colorado. And now, do you guys recommend, are there guitar shops in, you know, I'm going to go through Santa Fe, New Mexico. I'm going to go through Albuquerque. I'm going to go through Colorado Springs. I'm going to go through Denver. I'm going to get up in Nebraska. I'll go through Iowa. So I'll be in Iowa City, most likely. I think that's the route that I would take. And then I would kind of head north from there and get up into not Minnesota, but Wisconsin. And so what do you guys think, man? Is there a guitar shop in the Denver area that I really just need to go and check it out? Let me know, guys. Come on now. Let me know if there's a guitar shop in Santa Fe that I need to check out, or, you know, up in I'm going to be in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So I'm not actually going over to Michigan. I'm just going to go up through Wisconsin, Green Bay area, and up into the Upper Peninsula. What do you guys know? Well, I guess nobody knows of any cool guitar shops up in that neighborhood. I have a cousin that lives in Denver, and and that'll be a nice place. I could probably call him up and say, Brent, I'm coming up, man. You know, and he's a trombone player. And so he was in a band, you know, when he was in college 20 or 25 years ago, and they were called Rhythm Oil, I think they were called. And he was the trombone player. And this, you know, so they were like a college radio kind of band. Oh, Brad's saying Flipside Music is in Denver. Nice. I'll look that one up. I don't know if you guys would be interested in seeing me vlog my way through. But Flipside Music, you know, maybe I could throw a little YouTube video together when I'm at Flipside Music in Denver. You guys are, you know, by giving me places to go, it's making me kind of want to go on this trip and just kind of have a guitar safari and see what's out there and look at some other shops. And, you know, what the hell? Let's get out of town for a while. And I've heard of Flipside Music. So, Brad, thank you for that one. Atomic Playboy says, oh, it just jumped. Dave's Guitar Shop, Madison and Milwaukee. Cream City Music in Milwaukee. Okay, okay. Sounding good. There used to be Bob's Boulder Music in Boulder, Colorado. Don't know if it's still there. Okay. Brad says he's been to Dave's Music up there in Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, Dave's Guitar Shop in Madison. Okay, I'm going to write these down, and I'm going to remember these places, because I might just drive around and you know, just to get out of town for a while. Nice Guy Eddie says road videos are always cool. Yeah. You know what I did is when I was coming back from Los Angeles last time, back in it was in February when I got to open for Fogat. When I was driving back, I had my son with me, and we did a little video where we drove up to the Palo Verde nuclear power plant. On a Sunday, we drove right to the front gate of this nuclear power plant, and there was literally out in the middle of the desert, and there's nobody around, and we're looking around, and you know, it was a Sunday, but that plant, steam's coming up off of it and everything, and you can hear this noise, and we're like, whoa. And so we kind of took my camera and we kind of made a little video of us checking out the Palo Verde nuclear power plant, but it's we still got the footage somewhere, lost footage, but yeah, I still got the footage somewhere of us checking out the nuclear power plant. It was creepy. Yeah, who's gonna run ZIMM'S? Nobody's gonna run ZIMM'S, man. If I go on vacation, I'm just going to lock the door and set the alarm and hope that everything is cool. Everything's, you know, stays the same. Dave's in Madison, Wisconsin. Used to do an air show in Oshkosh at that time. Yeah, you guys want to see a little road trip footage? I would definitely. Flipside in Denver. That's my goal, man. That's day number 2 out on the road, or maybe it would be day number 3. Flipside. Today's sponsor, right? Jason Carter, he's in Germany. Good to see you, man. Thanks for watching. Again, I haven't been doing my Friday live streams lately. It's just out of my own laziness. Nothing, you know, nothing. I felt obligated to do it. And every Thursday night I'd be laying in bed. Oh, I got to do that live stream tomorrow. Friday morning, I'd wake up, oh, I got to do that live stream today. And it just kind of became a hassle. So I stopped doing it. But, you know, because I was every Friday, and I think I did that for almost a year. We did at least 9 months of it every Friday. I had about, I think I was in my about 50 of them that I did. And I just decided to make my life a little bit easier and say, nah, forget about it. I'm not going to do them every Friday. And I've had a few people say, hey, man, I miss your live streams. But there's been like, what, 2 or 3 people that have said that. So, you know, it's still cool. And I really appreciate you guys being here today. But yeah, again, if I happen to be in here on a Sunday waiting for one person to come in, to sell me a guitar, or if I happen to be, you know, in the mood, I'll still do a live stream from time to time. Rico's asking Jason if he's been to Toman. Toman's like it's a drive from, it's not like in a big city, from what I know. You have to drive out in the middle of somewhere to find the place. So Toman is definitely a destination. You have to make a day of it. I got this weird thing. Made in Mexico Strat. MZ1. So is that a 1 or a 4? MZ1. So 2001. It's got the little cross on it. But here's the weird thing. Look at all that. It's got the old school Roland synth, and it's got the jack that comes out of there, so you can hook up the whole synthesizer thing to it. I don't know how it works. I don't know what any of it does. It's a mystery to me, but just one of those weird things that I came across, and in a Strat. Jason from Germany has a Harley Benton. That's not surprising, huh? Fruitcake Tony, how you doing, man? What is happening? I'm just hanging out at my shop today. My sign says open, and but I've been closed for so many Sundays now that people pretty much are taking for granted that I'm closed. Plus, it's about 111 degrees outside today, and you're pretty much a complete moron if you go out in the heat. I mean, you can do it because you got air conditioning in your car, but man, it's a good Sunday to be at a swimming pool. That's for sure. But I don't have a swimming pool at my house, and all the public pools are closed. But I'll tell you what, man, there's some good, there's even some good public swimming pools around here and in my neighborhood, and that usually you guys can go to. And hey, we got a guy from the Netherlands. Music brings the world together. Almost midnight over here. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. 12:40 p.m. in the Netherlands. Man, I wish I was there. That'd be fun. I'm just, man, this whole being in Phoenix right now is really getting to me. Chris, how you doing? Brad says VG series. That's what I think he's talking about this. Maybe. The rolling stuff. Yeah, Nice Guy Eddie says that the lockdown craziness is getting really old. And from what I understand, you know, Arizona, we went through the lockdown and then we reopened. And we reopened for a little while and everybody started getting sick. So we closed it back down again. So we're actually in lockdown phase number 2 right now, which really sucks. But, you know, you don't want people to get sick, and it's tough out there. Fruitcake Tony, he's saying, has my band been able to rehearse? You know, we haven't rehearsed, but you know what we did do? I would say about a month ago on a Sunday at noon, we went into the recording studio and we got the drum tracks down on 4 songs. And we've been playing these songs for such a long time. My drummer's just like, okay, go ahead and play it. And I think we did one song twice because he's like, let me try it over again. But basically, we got our drum tracks down. And then a week or so later, my singer went in there and he sang 2 takes of every song because he loves to hear his voice doubled up. He wants to make it sound like old Ozzy where you can hear 2 voices. And so we got some vocal parts done, most of them on those 4 songs. And then I went in there and I threw my bass parts down. I put a brand new set of strings on my bass and went and put some bass parts down. And then it became lockdown mode again. And so all we need to do is get the guitar player to get in there, finish all her parts, and then do the mix down. And we're going to have 4 songs down. And I was telling our Dave, who's our engineer / producer, whatever, I'm like, dude, let's not mix these down yet. Give us little scratch track mixes or whatever. But let's not mix these down yet. You know, give us another month or 2 and we'll get some other originals together. We'll write a few more because we have 3 other originals right now. And let's get maybe 3 or 4 or 5 more. And then after we record those, then you can mix all 8 songs and it'll kind of, you know. And he's like, oh, I don't know, man. So I'm kind of thinking we should wait and mix them all after we get 8 or 10 together. Jack says he got a late Father's Day present of a Dimebag Darrell Razorback Signature Series. Case and all. That's a fun guitar. Yeah. Trade bait, guys. Trade bait. If you hang a Chapman in your store and you got it for a fairly reasonable price, guys will come in and they'll trade you stuff, and you know, you never know what you can get. Big Johnson's asking if I still have that 80s Gibson Explorer. No, I don't have the Explorer. I have the Flying V. I have the 1980. I think it's an 83 Flying V. I still have that. But no, the Explorer is gone. Jason's talking about Thoman's flea market. Wow. 700 Euro guitars for 100, etc. They have a huge clear out once a year. Holy crap. That sounds like the funnest day of my life. If you could just go there with a bunch of money and buy a bunch of stuff. Having a guitar shop, you're always on the lookout for guitars. And that would be so cool to be able to go there and just order a bunch, take home a bunch. Wow. Watchman for You says, can you send me some files? I'd like to mix and master new music. Yeah, I probably could do that. I probably could figure out how to do that. Don't you just put the files on all the data files onto a CD? Because he's got like a pro, what do you call it? Just what's his software that he has? I'll ask him if I can do that. Because I would love to hear other mixes. Because I've done, just between me and you, I've done like 4 full-length albums with this guy. And I like working with him, but the mix is always, you know, who's always 100% happy with their mix? Is anyone in the world 100% happy with the mix down? Even the guys in Steely Dan, when they mixed like Asia, they were like, oh man, that mix isn't, you know. So yeah, I'd love to see if I can send you some stuff. That'd be really cool to hear somebody else's mix. Dry Heat 480 is asking if I still have the Iceman. No, I sold that on Reverb. I always talk and bitch and complain. I hate selling stuff on Reverb. But then when the whole, March rolled around and people stopped coming in here, I'm like, maybe I ought to put some stuff on Reverb. So I sold like 10 guitars on Reverb that month. Jason saying, out at the Toman swap meet, the prices are crazy, but the crowds are huge. Oh, there's footage on YouTube of it. That'd be fun to watch. Watchman for You says, Pro Tools, if possible, you can use Dropbox. Okay, I'll remember that. I'll see if you could do that for me. Dropbox. Only one song. I did a band that still holds up, really great tune, Swept Away by Albatross. Huh. Yeah, I want to hear what you do to the bass guitar. Bass guitar is tough to mix when you're mixing stuff. It sounds great in the studio on your monitors, and then you take it out, and your bass tones sound all deep and warm and everything, and then you take it out and you throw it in your CD player out in your car, and it's pretty much blowing up. The speakers are rattling, and yeah, it's tough to make a good mix. And sometimes bass tones are always lost. It's easy to mix a song and have the bass guitar nice and quiet, because guitars are easy to mix to make those things sound great. Bass tones are a little bit different. Big Johnson's asking if I stock any acoustic guitars, and all I have is Cort acoustics that I buy brand new. Everything else I wait for used stuff to come along. But I do have Cort acoustics that I get brand new. Oh, Jason, you better get some sleep, man. Have a good night. Take care. He's got to get up in 5.5 hours. All right, guys. Well, hey, I've sat and chatted to you guys for an hour, and I've had 27 or so people, maybe 30 people watching. So I really appreciate that, Thank you guys so much. You gave me something to do for an hour. The guy bringing me a guitar said he'd be here about 3 o'clock. So I'm going to wrap this up. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. Watchman for You. Try to get a hold of me. Call me, right? My number is very easy to obtain. It is out there. ZIMM'S Guitars. You guys can find it. You guys all take care. Nice guy, Eddie. Give me a call. I'll send you that pedal. And James, I haven't exactly decided to go out on my journey right now, but knowing that you guys gave me a couple of guitar shops that I could hit. So I really appreciate that. You guys take care, man. Maybe if I'm out on the road, I'll throw up a video of me at Flipside Guitars or someplace like that. All right. Ciao, guys. Thanks again for watching.